Hello, welcome back to SC Classics. This video is about Black XR2, which you'll have seen in some previous videos a while back, really early on in my YouTube venture. I was fabricating the front end on it and it's been sat in the corner ever since. What I'm trying to do now is try and pull out some of the old builds and carry on with them because they've been here way too long. As you've seen in the last video, I've started on Frank again, fabricating, doing all the welding repairs on that. So it's only fair that I get Neil's XR2 out and carry on with that, as it's been sat for a long time and I'm sure he'd like his car back. Although he's been really patient and he's not really been too bothered, but it's only fair. Everyone else's car's getting worked on, so he's getting his car done. Anyway, I just want to thank everyone who subscribed. I'm up to hit the milestone of 1,850 subscribers earlier this week, which is, for me, is massive. Ignore the focus driving past in the background. For me, that is massive. I just want to thank all 1,851 of you. What I want to say is, if you haven't subscribed, why not? It costs you nothing. Just hit that subscribe button, like, share. You know, just help a fellow Ford enthusiast out. But anyway, I won't bore you anymore. Show you what we're going to get up to today. Don't know this car. It's a C-Reg 1985-86 Black MK2 XR2. Comes to me as a complete car. It's been off the road for over 20 years. Stripped it down and started doing the welding work. The plan is to do all the welding, fabricating, paint it, put it back together, so he can have his car back and on the road as a standard MK2 XR2. In previous videos, I'd unpicked all the front end, wings, front panel, and this inner wing was relatively good. It was just got on the side panel, so replace this. Had to fabricate some bits up in the corner, make from scratch. Had to fabricate some bits under the side there. On this side, there was a bit more work because not only was this side inner wing panel rotten out, which is the only panel you can get from MK2 XR2, but this side had also been crash damaged. So this area down here was up to about here was just a folded in mess. So I've had to fabricate this piece from scratch, and then some pieces on this side, again not available, so I had to fabricate some pieces from scratch on this side. So basically the front end now is ready to take a front, front panel, wings. Got a few spot welds to drill out across the bottom edge there, clean it up, but essentially it's ready for wings on a front panel. The A-post on the passenger side is perfect, doesn't need any work. Sadly, because this side was the crash damaged one, when they've removed the wing many years ago to repair it, they didn't do a very good job because they'd ripped, damaged, it's all crumpled up, and here there's quite a big hole where they've obviously not tried to unpick it properly, just ripped the wing off and destroyed the A-post, and then just welded a new wing over it to hide it. You can see that was one of the welds where the wing was held on. It was only sort of tacked on, and that was another weld where it was held on. There's very little holding the wing to the A-post. So now, before I can fit the new wings, I need to address this A-post, clean it up, do some repairs, make it nice, and then it can have a front end, finally. That's the full A-post cleaned up. Reveal the true extent of the work. Some damage down here. Sadly I can't get to the back of this to push it out. On this area here I have dressed it out a bit just to straighten it out. I know most of it's going to be getting chopped out, but I wanted to dress it out because some of this was creased and it's straightened up pretty nice. As you can see, I've cut a plate for here, scribed around it. I'm going to cut that out now and get this first piece welded in, the first area dealt with. I have to clean up down this edge, check inside there's no damage. first repair out of the way. Almost invisible, you can just see a little bit down here, but I just don't want to keep on grinding and grinding. So I'll do for that one. I think the next one I'm going to tackle is this one. So it's just going to be, I'm not going to bother putting 2 plates in. Just cut that out, because this is a little bit rippled and damaged anyway. So one plate in there next. That's 2 down. Just ground that off and sanded it and stuff. You can film that. Pretty boring. Watching me weld isn't boring enough. Yeah, 1, 2. So next one, you can get that all. There's some little bit here, some crack here, some damage, and obviously these holes. There is a little tiny split around this side as well here. Where is it? It's just there. See it? So I'm probably gonna have to make one big plate to come all the way down this now. From there, all the way down to here. Looking better already. Got that panel welded in. Just gonna that's nice looking welds, but welds Attack it with the 60 grit floppy disk, and then I'll just work myself down with a little surface prep tool. I'm gonna start with, I think these are 40s, and then 80s, and then 120s, and finish it off with an 80 on the DA, just so it looks nice. There we have it, all done, all steel, no filler, solid, no more crumpled up with holes in. It's just a light line where the panel's joined in, but generally much better. Back to the Fiesta. As you can see, it's turned around. Driver's A post all done now. Looking much better, nice and straight, solid. So that's that side essentially done, ready for, well, there's a bit of wing on the bottom to get off. Other than that, it's ready for a wing. What I want to do though is epoxy prime it and do all epoxy prime, then seam seal, then the wing can go on. Now onto the passenger side, turn it around. The A post is good, a couple of little bits of weld to come off, but generally it's solid and it's straight, so the A post doesn't need anything to clean up. Now it's down here where it starts to get a bit messy. Before, let me just grab a hand lamp. See what we're dealing with. Before the wing goes on, obviously I want to address this because it's going to be a right pain to deal with otherwise. I've not started cleaning it up yet, but as you can see, the strengthener is rotted out on the top. I think it's got a bit underneath as well. This splash shield has got a little bit of a hole here, and it's starting to go through there as well. So that's going to have to be addressed. And then when you get in the car, that's the other side of that strengthener runs across the bottom of here, and it's rotted out. So yeah, obviously this needs addressing before we go any further and get a wing on there. So I'm gonna get a wire wheel and floppy disks, whatever, start cleaning up, see just how bad it is. So it's definitely, I think most of this is held together now with the original Ford rubberized sealer. My concern is, how far does it go? But we'll find out. There you go, I've got that little piece of wing off the bottom. Thankfully that piece is good. As you can see now, a bit of a hole, that's revealed a bit of a hole. It's got some wire wheel on it. And in here, not too bad. This is looking a bit thick. A couple of pinholes in it as well. And obviously this area at the top. I think the first thing we're going to do is drill the spot welds of this panel. I think there's about 5 or 6. Maybe cut it off here, get this panel out of the way, see what's behind it, because usually rust like this is because it's coming from behind, and there's a good chance because that panel behind it's rotting, there's going to be more underneath. Yeah, the first job, remove this, gain some access, see what we're dealing with, and also it'll be easier to repair this when it's off and then just weld it back in place. That's that little piece of the splash shield cut off. As you can see, it doesn't look too bad until you turn it over. So we'll have to remake most of that. This is a pain, and it also reveals this lot on the inner sill. So that's going to have to be unpicked and repaired before we can, well, unpicked just so we can gain access to this properly. It continues. Another piece of the puzzle removed, and the inner sill chopped off. As you can see, most of that is scrap. So now we're actually getting to the piece we want. You can see the top of this is gone. I'm going to chop this off, drill a couple of spot welds out, get that out of the way, and then we can finally access this inner structure, inner wheel well. Start putting some panels back in. We're cleaning up inside, the other side of this panel, essentially, the wheel well. So I've just cut a little 60x60 square panel, clamped it in place. I'm going to scribe round it, cut it out, start welding some material back in finally. Getting all that rust. First piece gone back in. Not too concerned about completely hiding all the welds because it's getting like a rubberized sealer over it anyway, and most of it is covered with this piece. I say most of it because most of this panel that's going in is now missing. Yep. Next piece to make is this awkward piece. As you can see, that is completely knackered. I'm going to have to make this, throw some zinc primer over that, and then make this piece. As you can see, that panel's in now. I don't know why I'm talking the way I am. That panel's all in now. Give it a coat of zinc primer, and the next stage will be to remake this piece, which goes in there. But sadly, I've run out of time for this week and I have to get this video edited up. I would love to have got both these A-post areas finished, and that was the front end done, ready for paneling up. But I wasn't expecting to find all this in this side. I thought this was the good side. Never mind. So these bits are what are going to hold me up. First piece to make is this, which is going to be a tricky piece. I always like to make the panels in one piece, but I might have to make that in two pieces and weld it together. Next is this piece of inner sill, which again is a bit of an intricate piece. And finally, this piece, which from this side doesn't look too bad. When you turn it over, it's not great. So they're going to take a bit of time. So I'm going to concentrate on making these up, getting them welded back in, but that'll be in the next video. So we'll have to end it off here so I can start editing. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I would like to have got this front end finished, but I wasn't expecting to find all this. Never mind, it is what it is. It's got to be done. Oh well, shame really, because this side looked like the good side, but you never know what it's hiding. Still a couple of bits weld to clean off here and clean up, get some zinc primer on that. But yeah, I'll have to end it off there. So that's it for this video. Hope you liked it. Sorry, it's all about fabrication and welding. That's a lot of what's going on at the minute. I'll see you in the next video.